Hey folks, Robin Clayton here, Zodi C at the farm. So glad you could join me today. Today I'm going to be teaching you about how to make this beautiful piece of dish art utilizing materials that you have around your home. So if you want to learn how to do a neat little project inexpensively, come join me. I'm going to give you the steps from A to Z on how to create beautiful outdoor dish art. The first thing that you're going to need obviously are your dishes. And make sure that your dishes are balanced appropriately prior to doing any gluing. We need to make sure that it's balanced correctly each dish is balanced correctly. You're also going to need a drill. You're going to need some drill bits to pre-drill your holes into your mounting stick. You're also going to need silicone, the clear 100% silicone. You can get this from your local hardware store. A pen or pencil, some pliers, a drill bit, more drill bits. You're also going to need a measuring tape so that you can again measure the circumference around your plate to make sure that everything is completely aligned properly. A magic marker to mark your plates. And you're also going to need some door pulls and a mounting bracket. So I've got a clear a piece of glass. It's not too heavy, but it's shaped in a flower, which is incredible. And I also have a cloth because the silicone can get kind of sticky and messy. And you want to be able to, make sure your plates are wiped down. I usually soak mine and clean them really well before I start working on my project. I also have a Sharpie where I actually mark the center as to how I'm going to be directing this to the plate. And the one thing that I encourage everyone, if you're going to first start doing this, is have plates, let me put that down, is to have plates that have a flat surface at this point. Okay, this is a very flat surface. So the plates that I put on top of it will continue to sit very evenly with the initial plate. Okay, but for the purpose of today, we're just going to assemble the flower, and then I'll come back and show you how to assemble it to your stick, okay, which is going to mount into the ground. All right, so my first glass plate, and I'm going to go ahead and put some silicone down here, and I'm going to put a pretty good amount on here just because I have a relatively large plate that's coming in afterwards. Okay, so don't be afraid to put silicone on because it's just going to help your plates have longer longevity, because you've got the glue set correctly. All right, so I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to move it around the center, making sure that if I have any grooves that are, sometimes they have little sunken in areas. This one has a slight sunken area in the middle, so I'm going to make sure that I get the glue into that sunken area as well, because we want as flat of a surface as possible so that the glue has the most opportune potential to dry effectively, okay, and adhere to the next plate that will be placed on top. Okay, so I've taken that, I've swirled it around, try and even it out as much as you can, okay, and then wipe this off. This is a water-based, so it shouldn't, it's going to be messy, but if you just wash it off with some water, you'll be fine. Okay, the next plate that I have, I marked a mark in the center to guide me and I've measured this out, and you'll want to measure these out initially so that you have the right size that you need putting the plates down. And I encourage you to assemble your plates ahead of time so that they are exactly what you want. And then I'm going to take this green plate, and I see my middle, and I'm going to push that down so that it's sitting. And this one, unfortunately, I'm going to put some on here because it's not sitting as flat as I want. Okay, that should be enough. I'm going to mix this around again. Just mix it around so it comes flush with the glass. Spread it around. Try and make it as circular as possible. Turn it over, and you're going to again line it up. You see how it really took to it that time. Okay, so I'm pushing that down. Getting rid of the excess silicone on top. Okay. So there we go. And you can see where the silicone in this area is really starting, you know, it's spread out because I put pressure on it. So you definitely want to make sure you put pressure and that it is sitting flush to the original flower plate. Okay, and I'm also eyeballing it to ensure that it is straight and even, you know, with the plates. Okay, I think that is just about right. And you want to move it around a little bit. See, it's already adhering. That's the beauty of this silicone. It's already sticking very well to the plate. Okay, now we're on to the next part of our flower. This is a fabulous green colored, almost emerald. It's like an emerald colored dish. It could have been used as an ashtray at one time. I don't know. I actually found this at a garage sale, but it's, you know, it's just a phenomenal color. Okay, so that's done. All right, now time to apply the silicone. I'm gonna take my gun again, and I'm gonna put some silicone down here. Remember, and just for the purposes of not having to go back, I'm going to apply some silicone here as well. So a little extra glue for me is not a problem when it comes to saving something so beautiful that I've created. Okay, again, I'm going to spread this out. You can see I'm doing this swirling motion just to get it, not necessarily to cover all the glass, but there's a little indentation in here, just slight, so it's, you know, I just want to make sure I get the glue inside that little indentation there so it sits flat to this green glass that I'm about to place it on. Okay, then I'm going to mix this one. Just move it around, get good coverage, and on this particular plate you want to go outside the border here, just because this little green ashtray or bowl, whatever dish you want to call it, it's going to need, because it's heavy, this little ashtray is relatively heavy. Okay, so I've got that. Try and not get too much on the outside. Make sure it's flat again. Okay, wipe that off. And one more swoo of this. I think I need to get some this way. Okay, so it's already drying a little bit just from me doing that little bit of stuff. Okay, all right. Then I'm going to turn it over, and there's my magic mark. I'm going to make sure that's relatively centered again with the tray. Okay. And I can just use any jar, and I'm going to press it so it sticks real good. Hold it there. And we're gonna put some more weight on this as soon as we're done, but for the purposes of making sure it's spread, all the glue is spread. And you can see that it's perfectly centered. My brown marks are lining up. Okay. All right, so the next step is, again, this This is another votive, just a flower votive. I got these from Amazon. They weren't really expensive and they're super cute, and they just really give it a great accent for the flower because it is a flower. So moving on, let's, again, we're gonna put some silicone here. Not as much, only because this flower is not very large. So I'm gonna put more on the flower itself, I think, for this one. Just because I don't want all the silicone coming outside the flower, and I just like it to stay right in line with where it needs to be. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. All right, let's mix this up just a little bit. Give it some dimension. We're gonna pull it out a little bit so it covers the glass. Okay, and then I'm going to, again, this particular votive, these flower votives have this little indentation right here in the center. So I want to give a liberal amount, a very liberal amount of glue to cover those holes so this glass sticks directly to the dish. And again, I'm pulling it out a little bit to the flower so these outside parts as well stick flush. Okay, all right, turning it over, and I'm going to line it up with the flower that's here. This portion of the flower, this is going to line up and press. Okay, so just apply a little pressure, and that's going to make that silicone come out of there, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I can get rid of that later. All right, so that's setting just like that. All right. The last thing that I have is, again, this really beautiful crystal door pull. So I'm just going to stick some there. And I'm going to take the rest of this off of here. This silicone is pretty much already setting. And I'm going to take a little bit here and stick it right there. Take a little bit more from my gun. Make sure that's flush. Okay. Try to keep the silicone off of your dish as much as possible. And then all I'm going to do is center that right in the middle. All right, so I've essentially created our flower plate. And the next thing I'm going to do, place these beads on the outside, and you can do whatever design you choose. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just gonna give it a little bit of an accent so it matches my glass in the middle, just like that, okay? And here and there. I'm gonna pull that out a little bit. Okay, and there, and there, and there, and there. All right. I'm gonna use that weight, okay, and then I'm gonna put that right on top, okay, just like that. Okay, this is the final overview of our first plate. So I've got it securely mounted with 2 screws, and it's very stable. And I'm going to have to clean this up, obviously, because it's got a lot of glue stains on it and things of that nature. And I'm going to use this Goo Gone, or maybe even some alcohol, or just some dishy soap. So I'm going to get this cleaned up. But yes, here is our finalized flower dish. Okay. Thank you for joining me at ZODC at the farm. I hope you have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, please hit your like, subscribe, and share button. Have a great day. See ya. Bye-bye.